Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your boy Sly Lancy, and for today's video, guys, we're doing the top 10 laugh out loud moments from Sly Cooper. This particular I'm sorry, I'm not gonna make it through this video. I'm already laughing my ass off because I already know how funny this video is gonna be, and a lot of these things are gonna make me laugh while I'm doing these entries. So yeah, top 10 funniest Sly Cooper moments throughout the franchise. Everything is on limits. Nothing's off limits in this franchise. So yeah, if you guys are ready, I'm ready too. Let's get through this. Number 10. Bentley learns how to drive a stick shift from Sly 2. After Sly and Murray and Carmelita get captured by the Contessa and Neela, Bentley's basically forced to figure out everything by himself. Figure out how to break the Cooper gang out of prison, and figure out how to get Carmelita out of prison, while also figuring out how to get back on track to stealing these clockwork parts. So, the funny part of this entire scenario though comes where Bentley realizes that the only way he can rescue Sly and Murray is by literally learning how to drive a stick shift on the spot. Now, for any drivers out there, you know how hard it is to drive a stick shift. That is literally the hardest thing to learn. Once you learn how to drive a stick shift, you know how to drive basically anything in the world. What makes this moment number 10 on the list is, despite the fact of how simple this idea is, the fact that they landed this joke as hard as they did is what makes it number 10 on this list. So much so that after Bentley rescued Sly and Murray, they all just basically had a barn burner in the van laughing about it. Like, Murray had to pull over twice because he was laughing so hard at that situation. So yeah, it's number 10 for basically being a funny moment. Maybe not as funny as other moments on this list, but it's still a good moment. Number 9. The mammoth freezes, unfreezes, and then freezes again from Sly 2. This particular moment is sad, but it has a bit of dark humor to it. So basically, a woolly mammoth, we have to get a book. If you remember the mission where we have to get a book to learn how to log chop, we basically use this laser to basically unfreeze the book. But in the process of unfreezing the book, we unfreeze a mammoth that was basically frozen in time for a long time. And the mammoth breaks free once that laser melts him down. He runs away to live his life once again, only to drop in the freezing cold river and then freeze once again. So it is a very sad scenario, but if you look at it from a different lens, it actually is pretty funny how, like, the mammoth just basically was born free and then just froze again. So there's basically a bit of slapstick combined with some darkness to it, but it still makes for a semi-funny moment. Number 8. The Safehouse interactions from Sly 1, 2, 3, and 4. Basically, any interaction in the safe house between Sly, Bentley, Murray, Carmelita, or even one of Sly's ancestors, it always makes for a funny interaction. Like, you have Murray, who's either constantly eating or constantly sleeping on the job. Then you'll have Bentley, who's obviously working on different plans and schemes or working on math puzzles and stuff. Then you have Sly, who's just, either waiting for a job to be given to him because he knows he gets the most jobs, or he's just being calm, cool, and collective and suave. Or if you're Carmelita, you're just basically biding your time, waiting for the journey to finally be over so you can get back to your job. Or if you're one of Sly's ancestors, depending on what time period that you're in with the ancestor, you're either ready for action or you just want to deal with retirement. Either way, just the interactions alone is enough to make a person laugh if you play this game more times than not. Especially since in Sly 4, they really amp up that interaction factor, and the fact that you can do a lot more stuff inside the safe house too, like look at treasures, play ping pong, or play the video games. Yeah, basically, the safe house interactions makes number 8 on this list just because they amped it up a lot more over time. Number 7. Sly's face to Karma Larger from Sly 3. Okay, so we all know that Sly's in love with Carmelita. That's no secret. But can you just imagine if your love interest is growing like 3, 4, 5 times the size that she actually is, and you're just staring at her, just being like, oh my gosh, Also, we have a running theme on this channel. I don't know if anyone's picked up on it. A couple of my subscribers have, but we basically have a quote for this particular scene. We call this scene Beyond Rule 34. Take that as you will, but yeah, this is basically what that saying is. What also makes this scene particularly even funnier is that we have to climb up on Carmelita a little bit later, which again invokes some very weird ideals for certain people. So yeah, this particular scene is very, very memorable for a lot of Sly fans. But it's not going higher than number 6 for 9 reasons. Number 6. Murray sticking his fist inside his mouth from Sly 3. I don't know why I find this moment very funny, or why a lot of people find this moment funny, but I guess it's just the absurdity of the lengths that Murray went to make this guy to laugh, and I guess this particular moment, it was enough to make him laugh. So, again, the humor in this may be a bit stupid, but it still works for what it is. Because if you get the guy in the video game laughing, and it gets the audience somewhat laughing too at how Murray went this far to make the guy laugh. What's even funnier is that Bentley has to pickpocket the dude while he's laughing, otherwise he's gonna get spotted. But yeah, this moment gets number 6 because of the absurdity of it and how long it took Murray to get this guy to crack while on the mission. Number 5. Sly handcuffing Carmelita and kissing her from Sly 1. Right after the defeat of Clockwork, which is one of the most celebratory moments in the entire franchise, we finally go back to cops and robbers between Sly and the gang with Carmelita. Now, initially, even though it seems like Carmelita is gonna arrest the gang, she goes back to her promise that she promised the gang that she would give Sly and the gang a 10-second head start for helping stop Clockwork. Now, so we get the 10-second head start, but Sly doesn't move one bit, which is confusing the heck out of Carmelita. So Sly literally takes 9 seconds to just stand there, and then at the very last second, he kisses Carmelita on the lips and then runs away afterwards. This moment in particular sends Carmelita through the hills with love, only for her to realize that Sly handcuffed her and left her behind. So it's messed up, but knowing Carmelita, she'll escape eventually, which is why Sly was not too worried or bothered by it. So yeah, and that's basically how that particular moment ends. This moment is funny because of how Sly always toys with Carmelita's feelings and how he always manages to pull the wool over Carmelita's eyes somehow. It's just a classic moment between the two, and one of the reasons why this ship is very well loved by a lot of people, but also why a lot of people don't care for it, because it does get kind of toxic after a while. But you cannot deny that this moment in general is just funny overall. And I'm gonna throw a quick honorable mention in this particular section of the video. One that you should really look into. There's a video that promotes Sly 4, where Carmelita's basically talking about her love life and how she doesn't want someone like Sly Cooper, but she wants someone that just wants to be good to her and everything. If I find the video, I'm gonna put a link in the description down below. But you guys gotta watch it. It's also just as funny as this one. Number 4. The entire mission of guard duty from Sly 3. If I'm being honest, I was gonna pick one particular moment, but just now realizing it today, literally today, that the entire mission could just be on this list. There are many different points in this mission that make it not only memorable, but very, very funny as heck to watch and play. The first section, we have Bentley basically calling out Sly's horrible Italian accent, which even goes as far as to come back in the 4th game, because I mean, Sly's accent really was not the greatest, but he tried. The second part of the mission, we get this hilariously memorable moment in guard duty where this guy basically talks about wanting to be buried in his mother's pasta sauce because of Carnival happening right now. I tell you, yo, when I first heard this, I literally could not believe what I was hearing. And Bentley himself was like, does that guy have like mental problems or something? So it was funny. It was so funny. And the fact that they were still talking about it after Bentley had gotten the blueprints in the second part of the mission was funny. I know Bentley gotten tired of, you know, the comicalness by that point, but you can't help that this mission's funny. Okay, now the final section of this mission, we have the good old-fashioned Tony, the Killer Bee. And this guy just will not let us in until we tell him what his nickname is. And this particular moment is just so funny because, like, now we have to backtrack and figure out the guy's nickname before we can even finish this entire mission, which I know pissed Sly and Bentley off. More so Sly, because Sly was doing the work. So yeah, this entire mission is funny as heck, but I think that definitely the most memorable parts of this mission has to be Mama's pasta sauce and Tony the Killer Bee. And if we're being honest, you can argue that either one of these moments is really, really funny when you think about it. So there's no right or wrong answer in which moment's funnier to the audience. But yeah, this whole mission I just had to put on here just because there were so many hilariously memorable moments in that one mission alone that I had to put it in this entire entry by itself. Number 3. Your suit sucks from Sly 2. If I'm being honest here, I could have just easily said Dimitri for this entry, just moved on, because Dimitri has so many classic funny moments on this list, but I didn't want to cheat, so I'm like, let's just do one particular moment for Dimitri that stood out the most to me, and that was the classic your suit sucks moment from Sly 2. Right when Sly and Dimitri are about to get into a brawl in the basement of Dimitri's operation, Sly literally says that Dimitri's suit sucks just because he didn't know what the heck Dimitri was talking about. So Dimitri obviously took offense, and now these two are throwing hands. So yeah, again, Dimitri's had so many funny moments that in this entire franchise that could have made this list, and there's a couple I will talk about in the honorable mentions list. But yeah, just like the idea of like Dimitri is so full of himself that when you attack him, even the slightest insult towards him is enough to get him riled up. So I guess that's what makes this moment even funnier. Number 2. The belly dance from Sly 4. I don't know what made the developers think this was a good idea to put this in the game. Just the mere idea that someone from the higher ups thought that this would be a good idea to put this in a game. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna be able to. Yeah, in what is arguably the biggest WTF moment in the entire franchise, many people were just absolutely bamboozled and just flabbergasted by this particular scene with Carmelita in it. And like, it would be different if Sly was a game made for teens or adults, then a scene like that would make much more sense. But Sly is rated E for everyone, E10 plus at best. Why would you put a scene like this in this franchise? Now, I remember seeing a comment on the best Sly Cooper missions where I rank every mission. Someone in the comment section said that this mission should have been bottom 3 at best. And while I can understand why he said it, if it wasn't for the rest of the operation, this definitely would have been bottom 3 easily if this was just a separate mission by itself. But if I hope to that commenter that's watching this video, this made the bottom 3 in here. It's number 2 on this funny list, so I hope that makes up for it. But yeah, so yeah, while that moment in particular could have easily gotten number 1, there was another moment that I think is just a tad bit funnier than this one. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, let's go over the honorable mentions on this list. And then we're going to get into the number 1 spot on here.
You can do other stuff. Sly can't rewire a satellite or write ASCII code.
Sly can't even spell ASCII.
Yeah, he's not the most technical guy. Hey!
Okay, Murray, take that fish to the cart!
Shoot! I need some more fish!
Her camera proved to be a real source of entertainment as we took turns posing. Didn't want her to go home empty-handed.
Eat dirt! I'm yelling at you! Hey, pay attention to me!
I'm rolling, I'm flowing, so bad it ain't fair. Your grit will teach the paradise, don't mess with a bear.
The Panda King in his day was magnificent. With the Tao name, a new generation of kings will be unstoppable.
But she doesn't want to marry you.
She's a woman. She doesn't know up from down.
Okay, we are now down to the number one spot. In the number one spot on this entire list. It has to be Bentley insulting Muggshot's mom from Sly 3. I swear to you, every time I hear this section or watch this section of the mission, I can't just help but just bust a gut for a good few minutes after listening to it. As a kid, you don't understand what Bentley meant when he said what he said, but when you actually, decode in your head what he actually said and how he was trying to say it, you then realize this game really was not meant for kids. It really was meant for an older audience. So, yeah, Bentley basically just said that, Muggshot's mother is a respected member of the community. And it's a job to be a respected member of the community. Suffice to say that Muggshot was very, very pissed off that Bentley just called his mother a hoe. So now Muggshot wants to throw hands with Bentley outside. Even though that never happened because it was obviously a setup from the Cooper gang. But just the mere fact that Bentley has gotten so gangster over the years that he had enough balls and bravado to try to call out the mother of the most intimidating Sly Cooper villain that they've ever had to face. It's like, you gotta love Bentley for having the balls or nuts to even do that. Cause he really could have just said something else, or he could have just let Sly or Murray, attempt to talk him into a fight. This moment in particular gets number one easily just because of how so out of left field it was and how it really proved Bentley's worth to the Cooper gang in general. And in a lot of people's opinion, there hasn't been a moment that's been much more funnier than this one in the entire franchise. And with that, guys, we are done with this particular episode for today, guys. What did you guys think of the video? Did you like some of my opinions? Did you disagree with some of my opinions? As always, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see if I can get to you guys as quickly as I can. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and for the next Sly Cooper video, guys, which should be coming out sometime next week, we're going to be talking about some of the saddest Sly Cooper moments, or worst Sly Cooper moments in general. And then after that, we're gonna probably release on Christmas Day of all days, I think. We're gonna release the top 10 greatest Sly Cooper moments. So yeah, guys, as usual, thank you so much for always supporting the channel and supporting your boy. It's really been helping me out a lot lately. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.